All right, it's that time of year. My business is just shutting down, and I am headed actually across the country to visit a couple mushroom farms and see some family. I always like to give away some cultures when I close my farm every year. These are the 4 packs, the WTF 4 pack that I give to my students. These are the 4 best strains that I grow on my farm here. We have chestnut mushroom, king oyster, elm oyster, and pearl oyster. So whoever wants to tell me the most inspirational story, maybe just tell me what you're doing right now, why you think these 4 cultures would help you. I want to hear it in the comments below. I'm just going to pick a winner 24 hours after posting this video. I also have 6 of these. After I give away one of these, 6 of these left. So these have a value of about 300 bucks. These are test tube slants. These will store up to 1 to 5 years depending on how you keep them. So if anyone's interested, I always have extra. I'm willing to give away these 6 4-packs for $50 a pack. This is a great farm starter. If you guys are just looking to get some awesome stuff on the farm and kind of start growing really nice commercial strains, this is what we grow here. So $50 a pack if you guys are interested. I got 6 of those left. Other than that, we got some snow. Shut down the farm November 7th. I'm just actually headed across Canada. I'm going to be visiting a bunch of students, and I'm also going to be visiting Brad from Top Shelf Mushrooms. We're going to be talking about his bagging robot that he's been working on. I'm really interested in getting this on my farm. So this is really the beginning of my break. It's been a really awesome summer. I always value my time off. It's really nice to kind of collect my thoughts and look ahead, 3-5 years, really think where we're headed. So I'm sure I'm going to have lots of awesome stuff to talk to you guys about coming in 2019. But for now, we're just working on our new greenhouse here. What I really want to talk about with our greenhouse design is one of the problems that I've always had is blotch in the spring and the fall. And believe me, it's actually taken me years to figure out what's going on and why we get blotch problems. With our greenhouses, these are passive mushroom growing greenhouses. So as the humidity drops, we have misting fans that get triggered. They bring in fresh air and they humidify the air in our grow rooms. But in the spring and the fall, those fans don't run that often. So our greenhouses are very passive, and the relative humidity outside of our greenhouses is almost humid enough that our fans don't need to go on. So the air quality in our greenhouses tends to get a little bit dirty, and we tend to get a little bit of blotch growing in our greenhouses. And there's strategies we can do to lessen the outbreaks. A lot of that has to do with using peroxide on our hands and watching what we pick and making sure we don't cross-contaminate, picking the newest to oldest greenhouses so we don't spread disease that way. But the reality is, if we don't bring in fresh air, we can't really stop blotch from happening in the spring and the fall. And this is good tips for people that live in humid tropical climates. You really need to bring in fresh air, and you need to come up with strategies to do that. So this new greenhouse design is actually going to be a lot more airflow. We have these windows in the front and the back. The window is going to be bigger. So what happens is when you bring in more fresh air, the humidity drops, and then our fans are going to run more. But if the fans still aren't going to be running, we want to have a bigger intake and a bigger exhaust window. And we want to have the sides be able to roll up with probably some kind of bug netting or shade cloth that will still go to the ground like you see in the greenhouse right here. But it's going to be a strip so that air can go through bug netting, something like that. But another awesome strategy that I just started working on is we've had a lot of problems with sun damage in the summer, and we've solved that problem by putting shade cloth. We put shade cloth draped all over our shelves in the grow rooms, but we also put them on the sides, and then we have a shade cloth that goes on the outside. So by removing the shade cloth inside the greenhouse as it gets colder, we actually encourage more fresh air to come into our grow rooms, and then our fans go on more often. So this is a big kind of one of those big moments for us is we're just really starting to realize some of the big problems that we've had over the years, and it's time to work on this new design. So with those changes, we're going to have a door that actually outswings, so we'll be able to go in and out of our grow rooms a lot easier. These zippers, they really like to mess up over time. They calcify with water and they just start breaking. These covers, they only really have a 2-year shelf life. We're going to switch to a white poly that is going to last us a lot longer, and it's really going to be trial and error. Well, we got some good ideas, and then once we have that figured out, then we're going to swap out these 4 greenhouses here. But it's not going to be cheap, and I don't really have the time or the skill level to do any welding, so I've hired Dustin from Pro Ag Equipment Repair. He's a guy that I've relied on for a lot of stuff with my tractor, and he's a local guy. He has a truck that has a mobile welding truck, so real huge asset for my business. This new greenhouse upgrade, with his markup, it's probably about $1,000 worth of material plus his labor. So ballpark it's probably going to be about, I would guess, around $1,500 upgrade. And then I'm going to have to source out the white poly, the channel lock, and the wiggle wire, put it all together. So maybe we're into a $2,000 upgrade per greenhouse. So this is not cheap, but it's going to last us for 7 to 10 years instead of swapping out these covers every 2 years. Another real downside to these covers is you get these little plastic flakes that over time get all over the shelves, especially when we shut down and we start in the spring. We'll have all these little plastic flecks that are just coming off the tarp as they break, and the sun and the wind get at them and they just start deteriorating. We start patching up the holes with sail tape, and all that's fine when you're on a shoestring budget, but my company's starting to invest in equipment, invest in infrastructure, and we're at that point now where this upgrade, it wasn't necessary when I started, but we're moving into really having our farm work well, and this is something that I've been trying to get to for a couple of years. So I'll keep you guys posted. Really excited to see how this develops. Really excited to see if we can solve our blotch problem just by having more fresh air in our grow rooms. Anyways guys, that's all for now. I'm actually, like I said, I'm on the road in a couple days, and I'm going to have a real interesting trip where I get to meet hopefully 2 of my past students. I'm going to be talking to Brad. I'm trying to see TR from Earth Angel Mushrooms, but unfortunately Faith and I, we messed up, and our dogs, they're traveling with us for this 3-week trip, and apparently you need 30 days after getting a rabies shot to go into the States, and we didn't do that. So I might try to go across the border and see if they don't ask, and if that's the case, then we'll be on our way to see TR in Missouri on our way back to Summerland, or I might, if I have some time, fly out there. But this trip, we're on the road quite a bit, so I'm not sure if I have that much free time, but I really want to see TR Davis. I think you get so much value by visiting other growers, and I'm really excited to visit TR because his operation is phenomenal, and I've been talking to him for a couple of years now. I've helped develop his YouTube channel just by giving exposure on my platform here, and as many connections as you can make with other growers, you're going to benefit from it. What's really interesting is that my business, I started everything on my own. I didn't visit mushroom farms, and it was all designed through trial and error, and that's why this business is really unique. But now I'm starting to realize by visiting other growers, I can bring so much stuff to this business, and we can really change a lot of stuff that maybe I haven't even thought of yet. So anyways, TR, if you're watching this, I'm going to try my best to get out to see you. If it's not this trip, I'm hoping it's within the next 6 months. Anyways guys, that's all for now. We'll catch you in the next video.